RW Wrestling Podcast, Old Guy is here, and he's back with another random ass daily match review. And we're going to jump in the time machine once again, and we're going to go back, way back to 1979 to watch Hulk Hogan make his WWF debut. This occurs on November 17th, 1979, and Vince McMahon and Bruno Sammartino are the commentators for this match. In the ring, we have Hulk Hogan's opponent. His name is Harry Valdez, and he gets little to no reaction from the fans. The Incredible Hulk Hogan walks to the ring, accompanied by Classy Freddie Blassie. Vince McMahon does his usual fawning over the physiques of big, muscular men like Hulk Hogan. Does his, oh my, when Hogan takes off his ring jacket. I would have loved to hear the, oh wow, that McMahon did for Lex Luger. That would have been funny. I would have laughed. I would have pretty much dropped my phone, had to start over. Okay, so Harry Valdez is ready. Hulk Hogan is ready. The crowd is ready. The ref says, ring the bell, and here we go. Hogan gestures to Valdez as if to say, I'm going to break you in half, brother. Both men circle each other and lock up, and Hogan just shoves Valdez off his feet. After another lockup, Sterling Golden shoves Valdez off his feet again and flexes his 24-inch pythons in Valdez's face. Another lockup, and Valdez applies the side headlock. Yes, he got in a move. But it doesn't last long because Rip picks up Valdez for a back suplex. And instead of the back suplex, he just tosses Valdez halfway across the ring like a rag doll. Another lockup, and Thunder Lips puts a knee into Valdez's gut and follows that up with a body slam. Suburban Commando picks up Valdez and body slams Valdez once again. Hollywood Hogan then delivers the running leg drop of doom to Valdez, but it's not over. Terry Boulder picks up Valdez and whips Valdez into a corner, and then even harder into the opposite corner. 2 punches from Boulder drops Valdez to the mat like a bad habit. And Valdez, you better start taking your vitamins or saying your prayers or something, because you need some help in this match. At this point, Bruno says, I don't know much about this guy, but I've got a feeling we're going to hear and learn an awful lot about him in the short time coming. And I don't know, Bruno, I don't see it. I mean, you act like this guy is going to run wild or something. I don't see it. All right. Back in the ring, Mr. Nanny hits Valdez with a running knee drop. Mr. America delivers a vertical suplex to Valdez, followed by a gut-wrench backbreaker rack, and at 2 minutes, 52 seconds, Hogan knows best, gets a submission victory over Harry Valdez. So Blassie gets into the ring and distracts the referee while Hogan continues applying the backbreaker after the bell. The Hulkamaniacs decide that they don't like this, and they start to boo the real American. One half of the Mega Powers struts around the ring. One half of the Mega Powers finally breaks the backbreaker hold on Valdez, and then starts to strut around the ring, flexing his pythons for all the Hulkamaniacs to see. And as Hulk Hogan leaves the ring, we cut to black. All right, so we had 3 people in this match that had roles in this match, and those are Vince McMahon, Bruno Sammartino, and Hulk Hogan. And Bruno's already laid down his legacy by this point. He's established himself as one of the greats. He's a two-time champ for WWF, and he has like a 9-year reign to his credit, along with another 3-year reign. He's main evented Madison Square Garden more than anybody else. He had legions of fans, and he helped pave the way for the kind of WWF champion that Vince McMahon would adopt, and that's kind of the big, muscular, beefy, physique kind of champion. But eventually we'll see Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon also establish their legacies. With the Rock and Roll Wrestling era, Vince McMahon would buy WWF from his dad, and I think 82, 83, somewhere around there. Eventually, McMahon would get a hold of Hulk Hogan, and together they would usher in the Rock and Roll Wrestling era, or the Golden Era, whatever you want to call it. We get the advent of pay-per-view, we get WrestleMania, we get Hulkamania, we get a national expansion of professional wrestling. And all that is owed to Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan. Wrestling may not be the same these days if it wasn't for a man like Vince McMahon. So love him or hate him, Vince McMahon is important in wrestling, and so is Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan is what got me into wrestling in the first place. I was an avid Hulkamaniac when I was a kid. I am not ashamed to say that. My opinion of Hulk Hogan has soured over the years as I learned more about what he, what kind of a professional wrestler he would be. He would do a lot of politicizing. He would get clauses in his contract saying he controls his creative and stuff like that. And there's times in the media where he was made to look bad for one reason or another. And I'm not going to judge him on any of that because I'm talking about Hulk Hogan, the wrestler. We could talk about his stuff outside the ring on some other podcast if you like. But I'm going to talk about Hulk Hogan, the wrestler. And like I said, he had me hooked. But eventually, like anything else, you do it long enough and it gets tiresome. And he did. Even when he went to WCW, he had the same gimmick and it was horrible. When he formed the NWO with the Outsiders, it was cool. It was awesome. I loved it. But eventually, again, he just can't seem to like. He didn't know when to say quit with some of his gimmicks, especially the with the Hulkamania and then the NWO. And he just wore him to the ground because he was making money. And I get you want to make money as a wrestler, but like eventually you got to understand that angles and stories and factions get tiresome. And the gravy train had to end at some point. When he came back in 2002, and he had his match with The Rock at WrestleMania 18. It was outstanding. I actually thought that Rock was going to turn heel on Hogan in that match because the crowd was reacting to Hogan like he was the babyface when it was supposed to be the exact opposite. Then he had a little bit of a run with the Undisputed Championship, and I never agreed with that. And you can hear my opinions on that on the Hulk Hogan Chris Jericho review from last month. But as far as like his mark on wrestling as a whole, Hulk Hogan still reigns supreme as one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time. He's got to be on a Mount Rushmore on 9 out of 10 fans. And I think I'm going to do my aftermath. I'm going to pay a little tribute to Hulk Hogan in my aftermath. I'm going to do my aftermath in the vein of a Hulk Hogan promo. So I'm going to have some fun with it. And we're going to move on to the aftermath. So let me tell you something, brother. I want to tell all my RW maniacs out there that this match was simply a squash. Hulk Hogan squashed that Valdez guy like a grape, brother. He didn't stand a chance being in the same ring as Hulk Hogan. If you want to check out the Hulkster for nostalgia's sake, then be my guest. This match had the Pythons, and even if they didn't know it yet, this match had the Hulkamaniacs, dude. Other than that, there wasn't much to see here, brother. I rated this match a 2, dude. So I'm going to cut it off right here. I'll be back tomorrow, so what you gonna do when RW Wrestling Podcast and another random daily match review runs wild on you?